truth. Don't ever stop.
You're on the air.
As long as you got love.
What's on your mind?
Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop.
What do you think?
Aha! Surprised you. Didn't think I'd turn my mic on this morning, did you? Well, I did. All right, we are ready to rock and roll here this morning. So I hope you are doing well. As I said, the weather outside is beautiful. If you're just, well, our weather outside is beautiful. 56 degrees. We just did it behind the curtain. But anyways, feels like 53. And Penny was out there this morning going, woo, just feels so good, Mom. That's right. We are looking for a high today of 68 and a low of 54. So that's kind of what the weather is. Partly sunny on your weather today. Let's go ahead and just double check what else is going on out there for the rest of the for Saturday. We've got a high of 72, low of 57. Looks like Saturday a mix of clouds and sun early, then becoming clouder later in the day. And on Sunday we are looking for a high of 74, low of 56, and looks like we are really going to get some rain on Sunday. Rainfall near a quarter of an inch. They're saying 70% chance of rain. Coming in on Monday, though, that rain will be out of here. We'll be looking for a high of 78. Low of 53. So, just a few of the things you can look for as far as the weather. So, not too bad. Football's going to be fun, even though on it's actually Sunday that we'll have any rain. So, go enjoy wherever your teams are playing. Let's see. Where is my handy-dandy list? Here it is. Who's playing where and when? Let's see. Let's go ahead and catch that before we get started here. So many good things to talk about. If you're just tuning in, we were at the Greenwood Mall last night. We were broadcasting live, Facebook Live, interviewing people. You know, I guess you could say that's my strong suit. We were interviewing people, talking about the event, and just had a great time. If you missed it, you missed a really good event. It was free and open to the public, and lots of good giveaways and whatnot. So, let's see. October 11th, South Carolina is playing LSU. That is an away game. Boston College, Clemson's playing Boston College, so that means we have 2 away games. So people are going to be looking for stuff to do this weekend because, of course, they probably want to watch their games. I do know, Clemson kicks off, I believe, at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. So what does that mean? That means that it'll be trash to treasures tomorrow. So you got to tune in 9:30 to 12:30 right here on WCRS, and then we'll be joining the pregame. Kickoff, I believe, is 4:30, so it's a full afternoon of football right here on WCRS. So what are our high school teams playing tonight on the 10th. Looks like the Greenwood Eagles are at home with Greenville coming to town. Emerald Vikings, they are West Side, and they are going to West Side. That is an away game. You'll be able to hear all the details right here on WCRS. Our broadcasters usually get on the air somewhere around when they go an away game, usually about 7:10. So you'll be able to hear a little pregame. Kickoff on that is at 7:30. Then we have the 96 Wildcats. Where are they? They are a home game at Batesburg. Leesville is coming to town to see them. So that's just a few of the things few of the games that are going on out there. Now, last night, at the super networking through the chamber, it was a football theme, and so I decided had to have a t-shirt or something to represent WCRS. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but let's see, there you go, WCRS with the flying football, and then it says underneath it the voice of Greenwood. So that was kind of fun, and it had and then on the back it had the WCRS mic on it. But I also was trying to put across a theme that if you want to get in the game, if you don't want to get a penalty flag, here's what you got to do. Stay in the game with WCRS radio. And so I made these cute little penalty flags that had a Tootsie Roll Pop or a lollipop in it. But those were very popular. And the most popular thing I had was the little duckies. Yes, it's true, the little duckies that were football duckies. I'm actually showing, if you're on Facebook or if you go back and watch it, you can see my cute little Facebook duckies that were very popular. The rubber duckies, and they've got a little football on the front of them. That was a lot of fun. Anyways, so that's a little bit more about the event. But I was very proud. Let me see if my t-shirt, because I've not done t-shirt designs before, but this was very popular, the voice of Greenwood. So if you go back and watch it, you'll be able to see it on the video. If not, you may see me sporting it around town, because I'm going to wear it. I'm going to continue to wear it. Yes. All right. Couple of serious things here. I love green tea with honey and ginger in it. It's just delish. And then just a spot of honey, just a little honey in it, and some good extra lemon in it. And I have myself quite a spiced up drink that gets me going in the morning. Just a little aside. All right, in the Index Journal, there is a sad case that this has happened, but want to share this with you. Let's see, where is it? There's some good things that we're going to talk about, but we're going to go ahead and get this one out of the way, because sometimes you just wonder what people are thinking. Okay, well, maybe I can find it. Maybe we'll come back to it. Obviously, I am losing my mind here this morning. I try not to, but it looks like I am losing my mind. So we'll come back and talk about that in just a moment. Local government is something that, it really has. They always say that politics is local. And all politics is local. And the closer you are to local government, the better off you are. So, that being said, sometimes I think local government doesn't realize what an impact they actually do have, and why transparency is so important. We've been, of course, talking about 96 and some of the issues and the not providing. 96 is working on providing, but not having things readily available, trying to push a cost factor. They have come back, I can't remember who has come back and said that $6,000 they wanted to charge the Index Journal was a little outrageous. There are things that happen that if a government needs to be in good shape. Again, I point out the difference in a mayoral government and a council government, where council government is what we have here in 96, the city of 96. They have a council. we have an administrator. Julie Wilkie is the administrator. She reports directly and keeps the council informed, and then the council can make final decisions. But on the day-to-day running of things, Julie is the point person. And of course, under that, she has all the staff and all the different departments. But with that, there is more, I'm not going to say more accountability, but there's more of a way to keep things accountable. When you have a mayoral government, somebody that becomes the mayor may be a person that is good at getting elected, but may not be a paperwork person, or they may not be an organizational on how to keep all these things straight. If a mayor takes over from another mayor that has done a good job at keeping things in good order, then maybe there is a way to carry on. But so many times, these small communities, the mayor becomes the person that may pay the bills, do all the functions because they're small. That is a problem. That being said, that is the problem in Calhoun Falls. We had a mayor who got elected, but I don't think he knew a lot about how to run things and looked at things a little differently than maybe what somebody in government should look at it. Let's just say it that way. So, and then of course we have county government, and it looks like county backs this is the headline in the Index Journal. Renee Ortiz has of course written that article. She is the government reporter for our local area. Council backs a $10 million project. And I've got to say, I didn't watch the council meeting, so I don't know nothing about this, so I'm going to be checking it out. Greenwood County Council approved new rules governing developmental signage, adopted updated accommodation tax allocations for local festivals, and advanced several infrastructure items. Council members Teresa Griffin, Joanna Bishop were not in attendance because of illness. Council Vice Chair Dane Pruitt zoomed into the meeting, so it was a small, cozy group of council members that were actually in attendance. So they of course came out of their executive session, as they always do, to inform us what's going on in Greenwood. That's right. And a $10 million expansion project in advances. Economic Development Director James Bateman gave an update about Project Star. The project involves an existing industry planning a $10 million expansion and the creation of 31 new jobs. Council passed the measure on second reading with a public hearing scheduled for October 21st before final approval. You know, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. I can remember the days. I am so old. I can remember the days when somebody spent, I don't know, 100,000 and created 50 jobs, right? Now we've got $10 million. Well, you figure, oh my God, we must get a lot of jobs, right? No. We get 31 jobs. 31 jobs. $10 million, 31 new jobs. It just always boggles my mind, the amount of money that is spent and how few jobs that money brings us. Now, hallelujah, it brings 31 new jobs. Don't misconstrue this as bad. I'm just talking about the amount of money that has to be spent to create one job. And then this is 31 jobs. So kind of unbelievable, isn't it? Back in the day where someone was building things or shoveling dirt or any of those type of things, you could go out and not spend a whole lot of money. Maybe you get a pickup truck and some rakes and shovels, etc. and you were in business. Now, you can't do it that way. It's just everything has changed. And of course, with the creation of AI, this is going to affect the job market even more. I don't know if any of you going through fast food are saying to yourself, bring on the robots. But this is something that I think a lot of fast food restaurants are actually going to have to look. When you place your order to go through the drive-through, you think you may be talking to a human. You're probably going to be talking to a robot very soon, because our fast food restaurants are definitely suffering in finding appropriate help. So, anyways, that's just something I wanted to bring up, is how many jobs created by a big investment. $10 million, nothing to sneeze about, but it creates 31 jobs. All right, accommodations tax funding split sparks narrow 3-2 vote. Council approves revived fiscal year 26 accommodation tax allocations, totaling $161,570 after a divided debate over how to balance support for major festivals and smaller community events. Councilman Kathy Miller's motion adjusted awards based on roughly 81% of the prior year's funding for returning events, while adding new allocations for the Greenwood Museum and other applications. Her proposal passed 3-2, with Councilman Mark Allison and Pruitt voting against it. So here's what the allocations are. Here's what the allocations are for this year. Under the adopted allocations, the South Carolina Festival of Flowers, a big event that does bring a lot of statewide attention, $20,250. Festival of Discovery, another one that brings a lot of attention, $16,200. The Catfish Festival, $4,000. Festival of Stars got $11,138. The Art Center, $3,300, $3,341 to be exact. The museum got $4,050. Greenwood Community Theater got $3,341. How many more we got here? All right, I got a whole list here. All right, we'll read it because it's important. Where were we at? The 250 celebration got $5,080. 96 Visitor Center, $66.83. Lights on the Lake, $36.35. The Railroad Historic Center, $4,860. Greenwood Performing Arts got $86.83. The Maze site got $5,080. Discover Greenwood, 30% allocation, got $33,351. I'm not sure I understand this. General Fund, $31,000. Total allocations. Oh, this is where the funding came from to pay these. Discover Greenwood, 30% allocation, $33,000. The general fund kicked in $31,828 for total allocations, $161,570. Councilwoman Miller said the formula ensured fairness and consistency while supporting smaller and emerging festivals. She said this gives everyone a share without stripping funds from our major events. Chairman Theo Lane and Dane Pruitt both raised concerns that large city-centered festivals have greater access to sponsorships and outside funding. The larger festivals can bring in their own dollars, said Dane Pruitt, adding the smaller municipalities rely more heavily on county assistance. So that is an interesting way to look at things. What do you think about the fact about making it on a percentage based on some of these things that Kathy Miller, Councilwoman Miller, she based it roughly on 81% of the prior year's funding for returning events while adding new allocations for the Greenwood Museum and other applicants. So that is an interesting way to do it, and a little little change from how they have been doing it. So do you think that was fair? Do you think that was a good way to do it? 864-332-9355. 864-332-9355. So just wanted to mention that. That means this is monies that these festivals will be able to, basically festivals and event-oriented place can use to bring in more dollars. Of note, they do have to show how they spend this money, and when they reapply for dollars, that's all part of the process. So just thought I would add that in there. Now, there has been a lot of people upset about this new signage, sign ordinance, removing signs that are not supposed to be where they're supposed to be. We have a code enforcement person that is actually out there doing the job. So, and a lot of people are getting upset because this was I'm going to say relatively a free way. You still had to pay for your signs and everything. You did have to, have had free access, and what the county is saying that these signs are littering our beautification of Greenwood County. That is a hard one. And I know it brings a lot of heartache to some of these businesses that have been counting on having this. However, that's where radio comes in, folks, because radio is affordable and everybody listens to the radio. So I might add that some of these businesses might like to contact me and see about if we can help you get the exposure that you would like to add. So, Council held a public hearing for ordinances which amend multiple sections of the county's zoning ordinances to clarify rules for temporary on-site and off-site development signs. You know, we have had some problem where somebody would just go ahead and post a sign about their upcoming development with no relation. I mean, I'm just going to point out this one. They had no relation. That's not like they were on the property where it was going to be. They just stuck them out there and just said, well, if nobody says anything, we'll be okay. Well, the difference is now the county is taking offense at this and making sure that you get the proper permits, number one, to have signs. And if you don't have permits, guess what? I don't think your sign is going to be there. A lot of comment on Facebook about the waste of time that this is to do that. I think you could look at it two ways. One, is it fair that some people are taking advantage of the system? Two, should we have to look at all this signage when we're out driving around? And we all know how bad it is during, I'll say, political season. You are listening to WCRS right here in Greenwood, South Carolina. But we all know how bad it is when we have political season. I'm saying bad, meaning there's a lot of signs out there. And of course, but that's for a specific period, and they pay to be able to put their signs out there. Then they have to pick them up, and, we have a process for that. Well, really what you are doing is saying that random signs just posted wherever just aren't going to be appropriate. So I can see people being upset about the fact that they feel that the county and are wasting money on picking up these signs. I think it's just going back to something that we used to have. I think they used to pick up these signs and you could go pick them up. I don't know exactly what they're doing now. Just wanted to to bring this up. But posting signs, and particularly with all the housing developments, people were getting a little carried away on putting signs out, pointing people to go visit their development. So that's probably what actually maybe started it and caused this. So a 15,600 contract with Consor Engineering for grant management of the Highway 246 South Corridor Improvement Project. now estimated at $70 million. All right. And these are things that they approved. A $238,424 reimbursement to Lockhart Power Company for Tainter gate repairs. I'd have no idea what that is. Purchase of a Ray Secure Mail Secure scanner for the county detention center to detect drug-soaked contraband in inmate mail. That sounds like an interesting story. Doran said the equipment was budgeted with costs between the Swanson Fund and the Capital Asset Fund managed by the Sheriff's Office. So there is a lot more, but that's about all we have time for. Anyways, good stuff sure enough. People are involved, and I'm reading this as we're talking here. So lots of involvement in our community, and that's a good thing. All right, moving on. I did want to mention there is a road that is going to be closed here in Greenwood County, and really... Okay, well, where is my sign here? It said they were going to be closing a road. Well, heck, Ann. More mail came in since I saw this. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. I don't know. I thought I saw something and I wanted to bring it to your attention. By the way, Monday afternoon, we are going to be doing a pop-up interview with Curtis Loftus. Curtis Loftus is going to be in studio with me. Been a long time since we've had State Treasurer Curtis Loftus actually sit down in studio. Used to when he was running for office, and when he was in office, he would actually stop by over there at Sharp Facets and we'd have some great conversation. Well, he is going to be in studio Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock. We should be on the air roughly 4 to 5. And then he will be headed over there and we'll be doing a live at the courthouse with Greenwood Republican Club. And that, I think, starts at 6. That's going to be at the courthouse is where they're going to meet. So you can, of course, see him. You can see him there, but you also can listen in and watch him live on Facebook and on the radio Monday afternoon, 4 to 5. We're doing a pop-up Meet Me at the Diner with Curtis Loftus. Well, I see where they had something listed here. Well, let me see if it's on my other notes. Let's see if it's here. Looking forward. Yes, okay. I don't know. Does somebody know about a road closing in Greenwood? Am I just going nuts here? I don't know. Let's see. Somebody just made a comment on something. Let's see. I think maybe they should go to Washington and show them how to budget. There you go. That's in relationship to us just talking about county council. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that that local governments, some of them, not all, I'll say ours here, Greenwood County, etc., have the ability to have a balanced budget. But this comes with a cost. I mean, it comes with a cost. And that's what part of your tax dollars go to, is making sure that we have good people capable of doing the jobs, running the different offices. I mean, Stephanie Dorns definitely, as the county treasurer, has a huge responsibility on her shoulders to handle all the money, keep all the pots filled up, and make sure that we have enough money for things that county wants to get involved in and commit to. But the bottom line is that, yes, we have and I really would have to say that basically between the city and the county, they always are running rather lean. We don't have a lot of extra employees, whereas the federal government is has too many employees, has too many offices, and tries to control too much. But that is a great comment. I think maybe they should go to Washington and show them how to do a budget. Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. The more we could get this budget, but of course, our federal government is still closed down. And the problem is, it doesn't look, if you were tuned in yesterday, and we had Representative Sherry Biggs with us on the line. If you were tuned in yesterday, you know that even Sherry says she's not feeling strong about the fact that they're going to open up this government. They do have to have this government open by Tuesday. I guess Wednesday would be the drop dead day to do that, because otherwise we're going to have our military are not going to get paid, and really other essential people such as air traffic controllers, etc., are not going to get paid. However, I do want you to know that Congress will be getting paid, because they get paid regardless of a shutdown. Don't you think that's unfair? I do. Sherry Biggs said that she had said that she didn't think it was fair, so she is not accepting her money during this time. Others are accepting the money but not accepting it for themselves and giving it to different charities. A lot of different ways to do that, but that is a significant point to make. I also should remind you that Ralph Norman is introducing an amendment to the Constitution. This would be a huge lift, as he is, he is one of the candidates running for governor for South Carolina. But he is introducing an amendment that says if the government goes into shutdown, that our Congress people, senators, do not get paid. What a concept, what an idea. Something that should have been enacted, and maybe they wouldn't so cavalierly decide to affect all of our lives by shutting down the government. So we'll see where that goes. But if they don't, or I don't know, there's been some talk that President Trump could make an exception or something. I don't know whether that's even on the table, but I have heard some rumblings about that. All right, moving on. Let's see. Let's see what it says. Yeah, I think it's hypocritical, and it's typical that they get paid during the shutdown. Isn't that the truth? They don't mind shutting the government down because we're talking about the Congress and the Senate, the representatives and the Senate, they get paid regardless of whether they're in session or not, whether they're working or not. I will tell you that some of your congressional people, like Sherry Biggs, wanted everybody to know that her office is open. If you're in distress, having problems, you can give their office a call. They do want to talk to you. She said the best way, and I don't have her telephone number right in front of me, the best way is to go to her website and get the information on how to contact them. There are Anderson offices open. They are open in Washington, D.C., and Sherry is all around. She's been in district, seeing a lot of people and doing a lot of things. Of note, she said some of the programs are really, really hurting the fact that they are not getting paid or not getting the money, and this should stop. It was a really good interview with Sherry. That was yesterday's I Love Ann show right here on WCRS. Okay. What else is going on? Okay, let's see if I got another one. Is this the road closure? I don't know. Maybe. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Gary Road is temporarily closed in Greenwood County from October 13th to October 20th for drainage repairs, with a detour available on Cokesbury Road and South Carolina Highway 246. Additionally, Walker Avenue repairs closed due to a sinkhole caused by heavy rain through through the SCDOT. So that is exactly what I was looking for. So thank you very much. But that starts on the 13th, which is... That's Monday, so that's what we were looking for. Gary Road, temporarily closed in Greenwood County from October 13th to October 20th for drainage repairs. So that's a big one. All right, well, what else have I got? We got lots of festivals and whatnot going on. I hope you're going to get out and enjoy some of these events over in, okay, that is one. Let me also tell you about Empty Bowls. Empty Bowls is coming up next week. I know you're going to want to get a beautiful bowl and then have some soup, either put in it and eat it there or take it away with you. That is what is always made Empty Bowls, and it is such a big fundraiser for the soup kitchen. So let me just tell you a little bit about that because it is next week. Empty Bowls tickets available for Wednesday the 15th at 6 p.m. Takeout only. Purchase at the Chamber of Commerce or at the Food Bank. Tickets for Thursday the 16th at 6 p.m. are for sit-down only and are only available at the Food Bank. Tickets are $25, $15 for children 12 years and under. And, of course, you get to get there. You get to go through the what do they call it? The room where you get to pick out your special bowl that is made by all our local potters, and the woodworkers make bowls that are pretty cool too. Then you get to go in and pick out the soup that you would like, all made by local chefs here in town, and in fact they even have a celebrity chef, and it is such a nice event. I highly recommend eating in at the soup kitchen to see what it is like. It is a beautiful place. I haven't been there in years, but when it was first open, it was a beautiful place, very communal and very nice to see how the big tables, and eat at a table with people you may not know. I think sometimes we get so into our own little lives and sitting there with our devices that we forget there is a whole world of people out there to talk to. So I want to make sure that when you sit down, if you go and you eat at a restaurant, this was an old-timey concept, which really had a lot of good things to it. Do you remember when they used to serve, some restaurants still do it, not many, but serve family style. And they would put all these different sides on the table. Maybe they brought you your meat, but all your different sides. And you could, just like eating at home at a family table. Well, a restaurant that does that is pretty darn cool, I think, in today's world, because it forces you to have conversation with people you may not know. Many times when I sit down in a situation like that, or I go to an event and I just ask, can I sit here? I meet some of the most interesting people, and people that I never knew that were here in Greenwood. And so it is a great way to network and meet more people. I wish we had more people that were more open to wanting to learn more, wanting to converse more. And I think our young people definitely need to be able to do this, because having a conversation one-on-one, looking somebody in the eye, is one of the most satisfying things that I think we can do. Which is why I do this Facebook Live, so I can be right here with you, talking to you, having a good time. So anyways, that's... So... Anyways, we just got a nice compliment. I'm a regular viewer of your YouTube channel, Mylan Chandra Roy. I came here to say that I appreciate how well-researched and insightful your content is. How nice, how nice. Thank you very much for making that comment. It is a lot of work. I think a lot of people don't realize how much work it is to try to be prepared. And even when I am really prepared, I always find out something I didn't know. But that's why I enjoy doing this on Facebook, enjoy doing it on the radio, because people contribute. Just like my texter who said, "Is this what you're looking for, Ann?" And she pops it right up there and brings me that Gary Road is going to be closed. Radio is one of the original social medias, and it is such a great way to communicate together, and I appreciate that immensely. I am just getting a nudge underneath the table from Penny, telling me that I've been talking long enough. It's time for me to get out. She's been practicing sitting in her chair. So she will be able to sit there and be contributing to the show. So I just wanted to say she's been doing that. She's not doing it today, but we are working on it. And tomorrow morning, I might actually sit her in the chair. We won't be live on Facebook, but I'll see how long she'll actually sit in the chair, because she's going to have her own penny cam. I just want you to know. I realize I'm giving up some control of my show to my dog. Who does that kind of stuff, Ann? I don't know. We'll see how it works. Anyways, there's a lot of festivals. There is a festival up in Honeypath I wanted to mention for you, because that'll be going on this weekend. There are things all over. I think I saw, let's see if I can find it right here. There is a pickleball. They're having a pickleball tournament out at it's for Piedmont Tech. It is going to be out at the new Recreation Center county facility. The farmers market will be open tomorrow. I believe they are open through October. I don't know if you've noticed, but the park, the Gray Street Park, is coming along just great. So that's pretty cool. There also is the Humane Society is having a festival this weekend. I believe this one is actually at the Humane Society. I don't have the details right in front of me, but I believe that one is, because I'm running out of time. I only have a few more minutes. And I do want to remind you, if you can go out there for the Greenwood Miracle League, you will not be disappointed. The other day, they were asking for volunteers, I guess, for this weekend. And it says, we're looking for a few extra volunteers for this weekend. That is tomorrow, Saturday. They may have found them. They may have not. But if you can go out there and help, you will be enriched so much. If you take your children or your grandchildren out there, you'll see what the real spirit of competing in a baseball game is all about. And it says, we look for a few extra buddies for this weekend to help us. It seems with the fall break happening this weekend, we had a couple of groups cancel on us. If you would like to wrangle up a small group of friends and family to come out and support these amazing kids this coming Saturday, please let me know. Greenwood's always coming through for us, so let's do it again. That is, of course, from Joel Smart, who heads up the program out there. They could really, really, really use your help. So please take advantage of this opportunity. Don't forget that this coming Thursday will be Greenwood Performing Arts with Stephen Galloway. That's Greenwood Performing Arts. You can get your tickets online at gpa.org, greenwoodperformingarts.org. Check that one out. So, this one looked like a fun, oh no, I've already seen that one. Okay. The, Thursday, October 16th, here's another event. I think you have to get your tickets. It may have closed out, but I thought this looked really neat. They're having a Ghost Tales, a haunted dinner. This is for the Piedmont Agency on Aging. It's at venue 119 on Abbeville Square. Proceeds benefit Meals on Wheels. It is Thursday, October 16th. You might be able to get your tickets today, but you better check. You get those through Eventbrite. Doors open at 5:30. Dinner and a show at 6. $50 per person. Again, this benefits Meals on Wheels, a project that we really don't talk about enough. This is such an important part of our community, to have people that take meals to seniors, to shut-ins, check on them, speak maybe a few words to them, get to see that they're okay, and hand them off the meals. It is so important that seniors look forward to it so much. It takes an hour out of your day. I know a little bit about this, been involved in it over the years. Takes an hour out of your day during an early lunch break. You can do it with a group of people from work. What a worthwhile cause this is, and you will feel so much richer because of it. But now, this is this coming Thursday, the 16th. Doors open at 5:30. Dinner and a show at 6. $50 per person. Entertainment provided by Hourglass Tours. Traveling acting troupe. Tickets available at eventbrite.com. That is such a cool event. I wish I could go to that one, but I have a previous engagement. I'll be enjoying jazz right over there at the Inn on the Square with Greenwood Performing Arts. So that's a few of the things that are going on. Lots of good stuff coming up. Lots of our festivals, and our community does so well. A Festival of Flowers just got a recognized for excellence at the 2025 FEA, HASS, and Wilkinson Pinnacle Awards for all the work and promoting. They got recognized. South Carolina Festival of Flowers earned gold awards for best event mobile application with a budget under $50,000. That's important. Right? Additional awards were won in the following categories: Best Event Program, Guide, Best Cover Design. They really knock it out of the park every year, and that's why our festival here in Greenwood, the Festival of Flowers, is so successful. So, as I said, there also is a festival this weekend up there in Honeypath. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning on WCRS. Right here, we'll be doing Trash to Treasures along a country road. I have now got 2 nudges, and if I don't want to hear a penny bark, I better give up the show. So, with that being said, have a great weekend. I hope you'll join me tomorrow morning for a little music, a little insight, and we'll just have a good time kicking back and enjoying the way life used to be. Right here on WCRS. Let's see, do we have any more comments come in before I shut her down? Oh, let's see, go to the inbox here. Nope, that's it. Have a good one. Thanks so much for tuning in. You are an awesome audience, and I appreciate you so much. So, with that being said, drop the picture. Yes, there we go. Cue the music. There we go. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Keep on sharing.
The phones are open.
Keep on laughing.
Give us a call.